hackers discovered how to use ChatGPT for their own selfish purposes, using it as a tool to steal confidential data and extort millions of dollars from unsuspecting victims. In the past 2 months, ChatGPT has gained attention for its impressive capacity to produce human-like responses to messages. It has become a well-linked tool for both businesses and individuals, helping to reduce completion times and boost communication effectiveness. However, not everyone is using ChatGPT for good. So, how do they do it? ChatGPT, an AI-based language model developed by OpenAI, is a tool that has gained a lot of attention since its release in November. Users have been experimenting with it for various purposes, including simulating stories, writing articles and blog posts, and even copywriting. As a large language model tool, ChatGPT is powered by large amounts of data and computing techniques that enable it to make predictions and string words together in a meaningful way. It has access to a vast amount of vocabulary and information, which allows it to mimic speech patterns while possessing encyclopedic knowledge. However, it's important to note that ChatGPT doesn't speak with sentience, and it doesn't think like people do. It is not sentient and cannot replace human thinking or decision-making. Matthew Sag, a law professor at Emory University who studies copyright implications for training and using large language models like ChatGPT, explained that there is intrinsically a difference between the way that humans produce language and the way that large language models do. While Google and Meta have developed their own language model tools, OpenAI has revolutionized the way the general public can experiment with it directly, thanks to their user interface. But some recent efforts to use chatbots for real-world services have raised concerns, with odd results. For instance, the health company Coco came under fire after using GPT-3 to reply to users. Despite these concerns, other researchers are taking a more measured approach with generative AI tools like ChatGPT. Daniel Linner Jr., a professor at Northwestern University who works with the non-profit Lawyers Committee for Better Housing, is experimenting with a chatbot called Reintervention, which uses ChatGPT to draft more detailed letters and improve responses while gauging its limitations. While unsuspecting users continue to interact with ChatGPT, they are blissfully unaware of the sinister schemes of hackers planning to steal millions. As ChatGPT gains popularity among developers and enthusiasts, it has also caught the attention of cybercriminals who are using it for their malicious activities. Hackers are exploring different ways to leverage the natural language processing capabilities of AI chatbots to develop sophisticated attacks that are harder to detect and mitigate. One way hackers are using ChatGPT is by creating highly convincing phishing emails that can bypass traditional email security systems. By training ChatGPT on past successful phishing emails, hackers can generate text that closely mimics legitimate emails, making it difficult for recipients to distinguish between real and fake messages. The generated text can include elements such as company logos, signature lines, and even social engineering techniques to trick users into clicking on malicious links or downloading attachments. Another way hackers are exploiting ChatGPT is by using it to generate fake news and social media posts. By training the model on real news articles and social media posts, hackers can create highly convincing content that can be used to spread false information and manipulate public opinion. This technique has been used in the past to influence elections, sow social discord, and spread misinformation about public health issues. In addition to these techniques, hackers are also using ChatGPT to automate their attacks and reduce the time and effort required to conduct them. For example, they're using the technology to generate large volumes of spam email and comments on social media platforms, overwhelming legitimate content and making it harder to find accurate information. Another concern is that they are training ChatGPT on sensitive data such as credit card numbers, passwords, and personal information to develop new malware and cyber attacks. They can use this information to create custom phishing emails, identify vulnerabilities in large systems, and launch attacks that can result in data breaches and financial losses. Let's look at some real-world examples of hackers exploiting ChatGPT for illegal purposes. Case number 1. Creating info stealers. Info stealers are a type of malware that targets sensitive data on a victim's computer and sends it back to the attacker. This can include information such as login credentials, financial data, or other personally identifiable information. On December 29, 2022, a thread named ChatGPT Benefits of Malware appeared on a popular underground hacking forum. The hacker used ChatGPT to create a basic info stealer in Python. The malware was searching for specific file types on the victim's computer, copied them to a temporary directory, and zipped them before sending them to a hard-coded FTP server. While this particular info stealer is relatively basic, it demonstrates the potential for hackers to leverage the power of ChatGPT to create more sophisticated and effective info stealers. One of the most concerning aspects of this particular case is that the files were sent to the FTP server without any encryption or other security measures. This means that not only could the attacker potentially gain access to sensitive information, but it can also be intercepted by other parties and used for malicious purposes. Case number 2. Creating an encryption tool. This case involves a threat actor known as US DoD, who posted a Python script on an underground forum that was allegedly created with the help of ChatGPT on December 21st, 2022. The script appears to be a mix of multiple cryptographic operations, including key generation, encryption, and decryption. While the script itself may not be malicious, it could be easily modified to be used in a harmful manner, such as turning it into ransomware. The fact that a threat actor with limited technical skills was able to use ChatGPT to create such a script is very concerning. It highlights the potential for AI-powered tools to be used by cybercriminals to create sophisticated malware on other malicious software. Additionally, the fact that US DoD is a reputable member of the underground community who engages in a variety of illicit activities, including selling access to compromised companies and stolen databases, suggests that this individual may be planning to use the script for nefarious purposes. Case number 3. Facilitating ChatGPT for fraud activity. Another example of the use of ChatGPT for fraudulent activity was posted on New Year's Eve of 2022. Hackers are using the chatbot to create dark web marketplaces that allow them to trade illegal or stolen goods, including payment cards, malware, drugs, and ammunition using cryptocurrencies. The cybercriminals are using ChatGPT to make it easy to create these marketplaces by automating the process of generating the necessary code. They've also included a payment system that uses third-party APIs to get up-to-date cryptocurrency prices. This makes it easier for the hackers to carry out their legal activities, as they can trade their goods and receive payment without being easily tracked by law enforcement. This example highlights the risk associated with the use of AI and machine learning technologies in the hand of cybercriminals. These technologies can be used to automate the creation of fraudulent schemes, making it easier for hackers to carry out illegal activities and more difficult for law enforcement agencies to detect and prevent them. Experts predict that attackers will soon begin to use AI to carry out deadly effective phishing attacks. WithSecure, the Finnish Transport and Communications Agency, and the Federal Emergency Management Agency have prepared a report analyzing current trends and developments in AI, cyber attacks, and where the two intersect. The report's authors believe that within the next few years, attackers will develop AI algorithms that can independently find vulnerabilities, plan and conduct malicious campaigns, bypass security systems, and collect information from hacked devices. State-sponsored hackers are expected to be the first to use AI in cyber attacks, with the technology eventually falling into the hands of smaller groups who will use it on a larger scale. They've also stated that AI-powered cyber attacks will be particularly effective when it comes to impersonation techniques, which are often used in phishing and vishing attacks. There has been a growing trend of hackers using AI to carry out their attacks, as this technology provides them with the ability to automate their attacks and make them more effective. So far, the ChatGPT chatbot has been used to impersonate customer service representatives and carry out phishing attacks. It is only a matter of time before we see more sophisticated attacks being carried out with this technology. That said, we have to understand that advanced AI poses a serious risk if it is not properly secured. Hackers could exploit this technology to manipulate people in a very sophisticated way. As chatbots become more advanced, it is important to be aware of the risks they pose. Hackers will continue to find new ways to use them to carry out their attacks. It is crucial to keep your security software up to date and be wary of any conversations you have with strangers online. We're sure some of you have already used ChatGPT either as a tool or just for fun. Let us know about your experience in the comment section below, and let's move on to the most important chapter. How to protect yourself from AI hacking. ChatGPT is a powerful tool that can make communication easier and more efficient, but it also poses a significant security risk if it falls into the wrong hands. In this section, we'll provide you some tips on how individuals and companies can protect themselves from AI hacking attacks. Use strong passwords and two-factor authentication. One of the simplest, most effective ways to protect yourself from AI hacking is to use strong passwords and enable two-factor authentication wherever possible. This will make it more difficult for hackers to gain access to your AI-enabled systems, even if they manage to obtain your login credentials. When creating passwords, make sure to use a combination of upper and lowercase letters, numbers, and symbols. Avoid using easily guessable information such as your name, birth date, or address. Instead, use a password manager to generate and store strong passwords for you. Be cautious when receiving messages from AI-enabled systems. Another way to protect yourself from AI hacking attacks is to be cautious when receiving messages from AI-enabled systems. Hackers may use social engineering techniques to trick you into clicking on links or providing sensitive information. Always verify the authenticity of the message before responding. If you receive a message from ChatGPT that seems suspicious, do not click any links or provide any personal information. Instead, contact the sender directly using a different method of communication to confirm the authenticity of the message. Additionally, whether it sounds obvious, in order to protect yourself from AI hacking attacks, you have to invest in education and training. Cybersecurity threats are constantly evolving, and it's essential to stay up to date with the latest techniques and trends. Here are some ways that education and training can help improve your cybersecurity knowledge and skills. Understand the threat landscape. Cybersecurity education can help you understand the different types of threats and how they work. You can learn about the most common attack methods used by hackers and how to recognize and prevent them. Keep up with emerging technologies. As new technologies emerge, new security risks also rise. By staying informed about the latest technologies, you can better understand the potential vulnerabilities and develop effective strategies to mitigate them. Develop best practices. Cybersecurity training can help you develop best practices for keeping your personal and business data safe. You can learn how to create strong passwords, use two-factor authentication, and avoid clicking on suspicious links or attachments. Enhance cybersecurity culture. Cybersecurity education can also help create a culture of security in your workplace or organization. By encouraging employees to be vigilant and cautious, you can reduce the risk of cyber attacks and improve overall security. Stay compliant. In some industries, there are legal requirements for maintaining certain cybersecurity standards. Education and training can help ensure that you and your organization stay compliant with these regulations. Investing in education and training can help protect yourself and your organization from AI hacking attacks. There are many resources available, including online courses, workshops, and conferences. By continuously improving your cybersecurity knowledge and skills, you can stay ahead of emerging threats and minimize the risk of a cyber attack. We have to keep in mind that advanced AIs such as ChatGPT are available to the public for less than a year, and no one knows how fast their advancements and future potential will be.